Welcome to the 100 Share YieldMax Challenge. This series is to track what would happen if you bought 100 shares of all the YieldMax ETFs starting in December of 2024. Today is February 16th and Group D has just paid, so let's get into it. Group D portfolio, here we go. And starting with AIYY. 10.36 shares, so in two payments we've increased by 10. The price has unfortunately dropped. The current price is less than the average price, which shows a return of negative 17.45. In real money, 165.88. This is Saturday after the week of payment, so let's remember that throughout, because everything just paid, so the prices went down by the distribution. However, it still does have a 103.91 yield. So let's see what that means. Dividends, we had a dividend payment of 37 cents. And as you can see, it started low. We had 3 good months. And of course, those were last year and we missed those. So we just started with a 37 and a 37. So at least it stayed steady. If that NAV would hold it a little better, that would be nice. Okay, next up, Amazon. How are we doing with Amazon? 105 shares. We have a current price of $18.87, which is down from the average price of $19.11. And that's only at $25, so I'm guessing the dividend is responsible for that. Yes, it is, 55 cents, so we're actually pretty good on that one. 50%, 46% return. And we've had kind of all over, up and down. Better than last month, so we're at 54 this month. So that's good. Had a good month there. Aptly. Did that too quick. Aptly. Only 103, basic 104 shares. And they went down considerably. They've lost 8%. They're only getting a current yield of 26. I'm guessing there's not a lot of volatility in that stock. Volatility equals profit when you're doing options. 0.36, so 36 cents, 25% yield. And it's been the 30 to 40 range. It's last several months, so that's okay. Disso. At 104.64, 1682 down to 1607, $78 loss. Had a good Friday. 38% yield. What did we get for a dividend? 46 cents, which is okay, because it's much better than the last 2 months, because it had 36.27, so it jumped to 45, so they had a good month. And as you can see in the past, they were in that 40-cent range, so let's hope it stays up there. Disso. Misty's up to 116.19 shares. Average price of $29.20, and it had a huge drop down to $25.43. And as you can see, it's lost 437, but it's still paying in the 90% range. So let's see what their dividend was. How much of that was dividend loss? So $2. That's still not all of it. Annual dividend still $24, which is almost the share price. So if you want to look at it that way. 83% yield on cost. As you can see, it had some good months. This is when cryptocurrency was really running hot. Its underlying was doing very well. And then it's been dropping steadily since then. So that's unfortunate. Maybe we'll see. SMCY. This one has done really good. It's at 115.19. And look at this. It had a positive growth. Even after the payment, it went from 26.63 last month. And after the payment, it's still at 28.83. It's a $260 in a month. That's amazing. And its dividend was also $2.09 with an annual dividend of just under its current price, $25.08, 94% yield on cost. And you can see it had a 5, a 2, 20, a 230, a 170, and a $2. So it's been paying some good dividends. So that's one of the better performing ones of this group. That Misty, if it didn't have that NAV erosion, because you can see it made up $82 of the $200 it paid in dividends. So SQY is 107.3, and they have lost quite a bit, $256. And let's see what they paid. 58 cents. 56% yield on cost. 60, 60, 166, 1. So that 58 is kind of on the low side. Yeah, that's too bad. And why the YieldMax short? So only 103.9, 17.25. So it lost $1, and it's paying only an annual dividend of $3. So that one's hurting. Let's go ahead and take a look at its dividend, 25 cents. So yeah, that's 17% yield. 20, 30, 20, 30. So its payment is fairly consistent in that 20 to 30 cent ballpark. It just can't hold on to its value. That is the quick overview of Group D. That paid this week. Next week we will be on to Group A's payments. Let's take a quick peek at the weeklies. And as you can see, they have not fared great. Most of them are several $100s in the negative. Let's see, I lost. YieldMax fell off of this, so I'm going to have to start that one all over. But some of these, like this, is a round hill. As you can see, we'll look at it. It's a $40, 30% return. And there's lots of payments. So it pays about 18 to 20. It had these 2 huge months in December. And then it went back down to its normal of, 20 cents-ish in ballpark. The weeklies have seemed to have a NAV erosion problem. However, they could come back. I mean, you got to remember the market as a whole is slightly low right now. Let's look forward. So this will be next week's video. Will be Group A. Let's see how we're doing. Had a couple of good days, but let's see. Is anyone close to breaking even? Crash. They don't pay very well, but they're okay. $132 down. GUI, so that one's close to get recouping its value. Orc is real close to getting back to its last month value. So what this number to this number is, this is the average when you take the dividend reinvested So this isn't the actual starting cost of the 100 shares. This is the average of what we paid over the 2 dividend payments. So what you want is this number of current price when it pays. It has until next Friday. So if this catches up with this, your NAV is 0, or a little positive would be even better. So all this red isn't bad unless it has a number like this one of negative $400. That's, look at that, it went from 15 and it's dropped down to 12. It's not recouping its value very well. So that's group A, and I threw together a quick spreadsheet. Now these are the starting prices. As you can see, this is the initial investment. So here's your 100 shares was $8.47. And okay, that one didn't bring it all in. You can see here's the start date, the 100 shares, your total investment. So you can see AMSI is actually profitable, and it has paid 95 cents in dividends. Yeah, it's down a little from last month. But let me know in the comments if you like this format. I'll also, any columns you want me to add, I can do that, certainly do that. But this, I think, is kind of a neat way for a quick. So you can see Misty started with 29, and it's actually up, but you had that drop. But if you take the 116 shares times the current price, you do have your money. You're still holding on to your initial investment. And then you could also go in, and you can all do this. This is just Yahoo. It's free. As you can see, I haven't upgraded to premium. But you just create a portfolio. I did the 4, so that way you can take a look and you can see each of its performance over the last, say, 6 months. And you can see the trends overall of each of these. So you can see over 6 months, it started at 18 and it's at 16. You have 6 months of dividend payment and you have lost a couple dollars of NAV. So 9.3% over 6 months. And you'll see a lot of that with these high yield ETFs. Misty had a huge month. Where was that? Yeah, it was of course right before I started, or yeah, the spike happened before we started this. So as you can see, we started about here and then it dropped significantly down to 21. Oops, sorry. 26, then down here to 24, back up to 25. It did get up to 27.09 right before dividend payment, so we have a little stability. If you look at their holdings, they have a big loss on one of their synthetic positions. I looked at that the other day, so that's one of the things that's holding them back, so we'll have to see what they do with that. So Group B, quick peek, just for fun. Group B seems to be the one with a lot of green. I like that. Look at that one. Even though it's one of the high dollar ones that scare me to death, it went up considerably. I mean, look at that. Up $2,000. Wow. That's Babo is profitable. CVNY, man, Group B is rocking. Group C, let's see, it's only 1 week away from payment. Nefli is doing really good. ABNY is, look at that price, 1531 average, and it's currently up to 1652. So hopefully, this is only, like I said, we're only 2 payments in. Maybe we could do a new portfolio, and what I think I will do is, and let me know if in the comments if you think this would be helpful to you, I'm going to take like the top 2, and we'll track if you bought, say, 1,000 shares and you wanted to use that as a weekly payment, not dividend reinvestment, how much you can make every week, and use that as, say, a retirement fund. That's what we've got for today. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any other favorite monthly or high yield ETFs that you would like me to create a portfolio for so we can do some matching to the YieldMax, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Once again, thank you for joining me, and have a good day.